thank you for joining us in the session. My name is Hannah, and I am the Recruitment and Marketing Coordinator at the School of Business and Management. So, for today's session, you will find more information about the business and management subject area and what makes the school distinctive. You will also hear from Dr. Panos Panagiotopoulous, and he is the Program Director for U3 Business and Management. You will also hear from Benedicte Stray. She is one of our current students, and she will be able to offer you uh, the life of a student at Queen Mary. If you have any questions at all, please send these using the Q&A functionality, and we will answer these either via chat or over the microphone after all of the presentations. Thank you. So to start with, I just wanted to give you a brief background of Queen Mary. We are located at Mile End, which is one of the most vibrant as well as diverse sites of London, and we are also very close to Canary Wharf as well as the Olympic Park. We are also one of the small numbers of campus universities in London. Now, what campus university means is that all of our facilities are located in one place, and this includes accommodations, all of our lecture theatres, as well as the library. So these are all walking distance from each other, meaning you won't have to travel far to get from one place to the other. Queen Mary is also a member of the Russell Group Universities, and this means that we are recognized as a world-class and research-intensive university. And you can be assured that the academics teaching your course actually specialize in the subject area. And our London undergraduate students, more than 90 of them are actually from state schools, and 69% are from Black and minority ethnic background, as well as 57% are the first to go into higher education. And this makes us the most inclusive Russell Group University among the 24 members. And the Queen Mary community is also very diverse. We have around 27,000 students from 162 nationalities and 4,600 members of staff, and are ranked in the top 20 in the world for international outlook as stated by Times Higher Education in the current year. The School of Business and Management is also an institution founded on progressive values of social justice, sustainability, and good governance. These are the values that make us quite distinctive and are set around responsible leadership and management in the world today. We are a proud champion of social justice, where equality and diversity are very strong themes in our teaching as well as in the workplace. We strongly believe that it is the responsibility of business leaders as well as the managers to promote fairness and equality, not just in the workplace, but beyond. And sustainability for us, it doesn't just refer to the environment and the world. This also applies to the workplace as well as the well-being of the wider community. And our courses at SBM embody this particular value through our research as well as innovative approach to learning in order to prepare our students for life as well as for work. The third value is promoting good governance. This is where organizations are well managed and ran in line with the best practice principles. Our governance values are aligned with United Nations Prime, and this stands for the Principles for Responsible Management Education. We are a member of this particular initiative, which promotes the values for responsible management. We aim to have a positive impact, not just in the way we educate our future leaders, but also have a positive contribution to society. And when it comes to rankings, Queen Mary is going from strength to strength, and this is reflected on the recent ranking updates. We have been recognized by the QS World Rankings as top 20 amongst UK universities for 2021, and we have also climbed 6 places in the Complete University Guide 2021, and we are now ranked 35. Looking more into the School of Business and Management, we are a very close-knit community of of a diverse community essentially, where we have around 3,000 students from over 100 nationalities. So you can expect to learn in a very diverse place as well as have an international experience. And you will be able to develop your intercultural skills as well as international mindset. And of course, speaking of international mindset, along with our current programs at the school, we have two new programs that will enhance your understanding of international business landscape. And these are international business with a year abroad and business management with Chinese and a year abroad. So, the Business Management with Chinese and Study Abroad is the program that will enable you to immerse yourself in the business management and theories and Chinese language and culture. So, you will be able to build a skill set that in order to address complex business management issues and have the opportunity to spend a year in China and also have the opportunity to study at some of the most prestigious institutions in the country that we have partnered with. You also will be able to gain direct exposure to one of the world's most exciting business backdrops. The international business with a year abroad offers you the opportunity to broaden your knowledge, and this will also equip you with the skills needed to operate flexibly and make judgments effectively in an international organization. During your third year, you will be spending a year with one of our partner universities. And the International Business Program also focuses on international aspects relevant in the current market, such as globalization, regional studies, global marketing, as well as cross cultural management. Now, these are great additions to our change and business with law. So for the business management program, Dr. Panos Panagiotopoulous will tell you more about this later on. We also understand that the shift from studying in school or college to university can be quite challenging and sometimes daunting. So rest assured that we are with you along the way, and we have already put the support in place. So we have our academic skills as well as tutors who will be able to help you with academic writing, and our quantitative tutors will help you with data collection, interpretation, as well as data presentation as required from your modules. We also have advising and counseling available, and these are both accessible in person as well as online. We also have our dedicated world-class careers team who will be able to offer you advice when it comes to employability as well as careers. So if you need assistance when it comes to your CV, finding a job, as well as honing your transferable skills, they will be able to help you. And that concludes my introduction to the school. If you have any questions, you can keep in touch with us on our social media pages. Our handle is SBMQMUL, and that's for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. Thank you so much for listening, and I will now hand you over to Dr. Panos Panagiotopoulous, who will let you know about the business and management programs. Over to you, Panos.
Hello, Hannah. Hello, everyone who has connected today, and those of you that will see the recording. Let me load a little presentation here. There we are. Right. So I am Panos Panagiotopoulous. I'm a senior lecturer here with the School of Business and Management at Queen Mary, and my area of study is information technology, which I study mostly in government and the public sector, but also business society and other applications. I am also the program director for the business and management course in year 3. So for this course, we have different directors for different years, and I look after year 3. So one day, hopefully, you will start one of these courses, and then you will see me in year 3 or take my class in digital business. But for the time, let me give you a quick introduction and some ideas of how teaching looks like here and what kind of classes we have, and answer your questions on anything that might help. As Hannah said, we are one of the Russell Group universities, which means that we specialize in teaching as well as in research. And the areas that Hannah mentioned, the good governance, social justice, and sustainability, these are also strengths of the research that we have within the school, with groups of academics, PhD students, research assistants and fellows, all working on different topics. If you want to go on our website and have a look, then you will see research centers, groups and clusters, and the different themes that we are researching and the kind of outputs we have been producing. You might also find information about our entrepreneurship hub and our entrepreneurship activities. The university runs several programs. We also run small consultancy programs, so you can get exposure to different experiences here, or even make a strong start to entrepreneurship using one of the university's awards. We also have facilities like the innovation labs with Bloomberg terminals and the Acon data stream tools. If you want to specialize on financial data real time, it's actually quite fun to go and look at them sometimes, even if you don't want to work on this kind of economic and trading platform data. These are great facilities to have. And so in a business and management program, you can really expect a combination of skills. Definitely you need to combine analytical, critical thinking, and problem solving and quantitative skills as well. And through the different elective modules, you will be able to build this to your taste and flexibility. But also we make sure that you are exposed to a variety of things, ideas, and perspectives here, and all the different research methods acceptable in business and management. This is also reflected in our structure of teaching and learning. You would expect in all the pathways, in all the courses in the School of Business and Management, a combination of lectures and seminars, group work at different sizes, individual academic support, and many different kinds of assessments, from more traditional exams to presentations, to writing coursework and assignment. For example, for my module in year 3 called Digital Business or Business Computing, then we train people on how to write blog posts on information technology, and we give them ideas on how to structure their thoughts, present a good piece of analysis, and how to capture people's interest in this, which is kind of an intermediate academic assignment with a very clear practical focus. So all of this variety is also reflected in the variety of topics that you can study as part of the business and management course, which is the most flexible one we have here at Queen Mary. If you look at the structure of the course, then in year 1, you can see our introductory modules, the accounting for business, business and society, the current challenges in business and management that runs over the 2 semesters of the first year, economics for business and society, the fundamentals of management skills, where they teach you more practical skills like building your CV, introduction to marketing and work and employment. So all of these modules give you a very structured approach to year 1, and they let you make a smooth transition from the school to the university, and how to study here, how to get support from the academics, and the kind of things you have to do for your assignments, and the different ways of assessment. In year 2 and year 3, things are quite open to you. There's a quite long list of electives from all the different areas and disciplines of business and management, and you're welcome to choose those electives in the different years. And we also have an optional dissertation in year 3. So that gives you the opportunity to study things like operations management or quantitative skills on the one side, or specialize in something like marketing and accounting by building your modules, or look at things like entrepreneurship and corporate social responsibility. So these are all very strong themes and research traditions in management. I'm sure you will have some questions about this that I'm very happy to answer. So let's say that you do get exposed to all these different, interesting subject areas and topics. So what happens next? We will do quite a lot to help you in your transition from the university to the workplace or to postgraduate studies, and maybe PhD studies one day. Why not? You can see some examples here of recent graduate destinations, and that really includes many different companies that specialize in many different areas of management: HR, consultancies, strategy, marketing, fashion, and of course anything to do with finance and accounting. So I hope these not only give you some ideas, but also entice you to ask more and possibly study here. And this is a photo of our Queen's building that you can see from my land. This is a photo from a graduation, which we really hope to resume quite soon in person. And this is a photo of our library. That's it from my presentation. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much, Panos, for providing an overview of the teaching that our students can get. We just have one question over here that we have received. So someone has asked, how much group work is involved in the course?
Oh, it depends on the module within the course. Usually not a lot. This is usually something like up to 20% of the module. It really depends on the type of the module. We have some individual presentations and some group presentations. For example, in year one, you will work with a group solving a bigger statistical problem, and you will submit a group report, but also you will have an individual exam at the end. So it really varies, but it's relatively small, and we use a group structure to make sure you have a social and peer support to study more than actually as a form of assessment in the different modules.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. And we have a follow-up question over here. Could you tell me more about the module you teach?
My module, yes. This is a year 3 module called Business Computing or Digital Business. It's an introduction to information technology and covers all the different topics from digital business, digital collaborations, systems like enterprise resource planning, and quite a lot on big data, data analytics, and business intelligence, which are very timely topics. And I also cover a little bit of information technology in the public sector, government, and public policy, which is my area of expertise in research.
Okay, that's really great. And so we are getting more questions in regards to the program itself. Yes, so one of them is, how big are class sizes usually?
Right. So in year one, class sizes are larger, especially the lectures, but every module has a seminar where normally you would be with maybe 15 to 20 other students and have some smaller group sessions. In some of the modules now, we operate a different system with even smaller groups. And then in year 2 and year 3, the size of the class really varies because most modules are elective, so it depends on what you will choose. And typically a class might be of a size between 70 and 80 students in the lectures. And again, you will have seminars for all of these, or group study or individual sessions with the module organizer. Some popular classes might be larger, some others might be even smaller.
Great, thank you. And would you be able to let our audience know about assessments? So in what form does this take, as well as if you're able to talk more about the percentage, the assessment, the coursework, and how much reading will they have to do outside of teaching hours?
Right, yes. We use a combination of assessments because we want to train you to have a combination of skills that you will need in any workplace nowadays. Also because the different topics need a different approach to assessment. With things like marketing or research methods, you have to do presentations and you have to write reports. In other topics like accounting or economics, then you actually have to do problem solving on paper. So we do use all of these combinations. Normally you will have some exams, which will be either in January or in May, after the end of each term. You have more exams in year one than in later years. But having said that, you can also choose modules that have different assessments. This shouldn't be how you should choose your modules. Probably you should choose them based on the topic and what you want to learn. But they also do offer the possibility to choose modules that have different assessments. But definitely you will expect a combination of them. Coursework, for example, all of the submissions are done online. You will get at least some feedback before you submit. Assignments might be in the range of 2,000 words, 2,500 words, and there might be something like up to 50% of your module mark in more modules. In other classes, we might have a midterm class test, or we might have a presentation that might be individual or in group that typically is not more than 20% of any module. I hope that answers the questions, but please do ask me more specifically if you want to know something, so that I know what you want to hear about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And thank you so much to those who have asked the questions. We have more questions over here, but what we will do is hear from Benedicte first, and we will be answering some of these questions live as well as over the chat. So I'd like to introduce Benedicte Stray, and she is one of our current students studying business with law. Over to you, Benedicte.
Thank you. So, hello, I'm Benedicte Stray. I am a third year business with law student. I'm originally from Norway, but I grew up in India and the Philippines. So, why did I choose business with law? Well, when I was applying to university, I was very uncertain about which path I wanted to pursue because I was quite interested in both business and law. So, when I was doing my research, I found out that Queen Mary offered me both. And so it was a sure fit for me. And that's why I chose business with law at Queen Mary. And what do I enjoy most about my course is the ability to gain insight into both business and law at the same time, which provides me with a more holistic set of skills and knowledge that I can use in my future career. It is also a very exclusive course as they only accept 29 students each year. So it's a great course in the sense that you can make friends super easily and connect with everyone there. And then what is it like to study business with law? Well, for me, it's been the best of both worlds because if I get tired of studying for my business modules one day, I can just challenge myself and study my law modules or vice versa. So it's really great. It's a really great course if you want to change up the way you want to study. And it is also a course that provides you with a greater student network because you are part of both the School of Business and Management as well as the School of Law. So you get to share classes with both law students and with business students. But it is quite challenging having to adapt to both the business way of doing coursework and lectures and seminars, and as well as the law way, because they're quite different in that way. But in the end, you are left with a diverse skill set. So it is worth it. And then as for my societies that I've taken part in, I was very ambitious last year where I signed up for, I think, 13 sports because they have lots of taster sessions. So you can try out whatever you feel for and then see if it's for you or not. But the ones that I did stick to was Alpha Kappa Psi, which is our business fraternity. I was also part of the Scandinavian Society and the Armenian Society. I am also a past mentor, which is our mentoring scheme for first year students, and I'm a buddy scheme mentor. Also, I'm a student ambassador for the School of Business and Management, and I've taken part in our Q Consult, which was mentioned briefly earlier. And then my top tip for incoming students is to grab any and all opportunities that come your way because your time at university really does fly by. Like 3 years have gone by super quickly. So cherish all the memories that you make there. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing your student journey. And now we are going to answer the questions that have been sent to us. We have a very engaged audience today, which is really good. And we have a question here about studies. So, how many hours of teaching will I have per week? Perhaps Panos can answer this.
Yes, thank you. Let me take that and let me take the question about online teaching as well, which I saw somewhere. Yes. It's right after. Sorry. Yes. How many hours of teaching? Normally, you will have 4 modules in one term, which will be something like 4 hours of lecture and 4 hours of seminar, or it might be a little bit more. And that then will be followed by some group work and some individual work, and definitely some reading that you will have to do before and after classes. So the hours of teaching will normally be a minimum of 8, maybe a little bit more. Some weeks. Again, it depends. It depends on elective modules as well. What you will choose.
Great, thank you. And if you could also answer the other question, which is how are classes hosted online? And perhaps Benedicta can also share her experience with online learning afterwards.
Right. So since the events at the end of term two last year, from March, we had to move all the classes online when the first lockdown happened. Then and that's how we had to complete the last academic year. And then over the summer, we created quite different plans and scenarios about how classes could happen. And now all of our lectures are happening online, and only some seminars are happening on campus. And we would normally expect that to continue in term two, although obviously it doesn't depend on us and we have to follow guidance and advice as well. So for classes that are happening online, which is the majority of the lectures, we are using different platforms, three different platforms actually. We're using Zoom, we're using Microsoft Teams and Blackboard Collaborate. And it's up to the individual module organizers to choose. Most are using Microsoft Teams, which is similar to Zoom, or Zoom, which is probably my preference as well. So the classes that are happening online, the lectures will look similar to what we're doing today, except we might expect you to have your camera on or say something. And we would also have a chat function to take questions as well. And then in smaller groups at seminars, it really depends on the module and how the module organizer wants to organize this in smaller groups, which are always more interactive and you're expected to participate or have done some work or give a presentation.
Great, thank you. And Benedicta?
Yes, so adding on to what Dr. Panos said, for me, it's been quite a drastic change. I love going to live classes and sitting there and taking notes and everything. Whereas when I'm at home, I get a little bit more distracted by everything around me. But in terms of classes and lectures, it's been quite great. Queen Mary has been able to make the transition very smooth for us. And I've had one group project, and that's been a little bit more difficult because of time difference. I have some group mates who are in Pakistan and someone who's in Hong Kong. So it's been quite challenging in that sense, but it is a different time and we all have to go through it. So I guess if we just continue as is, we'll get back to normal soon.
Great, thank you so much. Well, it's actually, yes, it is a very interesting time. And as Benedicta mentioned, we have students from all over the world, and this also illustrates how diverse we are. So in a way, it's great. Moving on to the next question. So one of our attendees have asked, can you talk a bit more about the career service and how can they help me find a job? So with our careers and employability team, they will be able to help you with creating your CV, as well as help you with interviews. And they also constantly post about job openings available to students. So this includes placements as well as internships that are available. But perhaps, Benedicta, have you utilized our career service before? And how did you find it?
Yes, so I used it in the beginning when I was a bit unsure about how to make a CV and interview prep. So I attended one of Ian, who works with the career services. He has different seminars that you can attend and sign up for if there's something that concerns you. So for me, I attended his CV workshop and I learned how to prepare a CV and also how to prepare a cover letter. And that was like very useful for me because I've used that quite a bit. I've also, if you sign up for the career services, they have daily emails. So you can get all the opportunities that are available to you. And we also have job opportunities on campus. Like I said, I'm a student ambassador, and that's been really great. And we have Q Consult program, which is also paid, and several other jobs on campus, like the cafes and the gym, when all of that is open.
Great, thank you. And just to add on to what Benedicta said, yes, so Dr. Ian McLaughlin is actually our careers advisor or careers coach, actually. And he usually runs all of these sessions to help you with employability. So when you join us at Queen Mary, you also will be able to utilize this service. Thank you. And moving on to our next question. Is there any support or help available if I don't understand something? Okay. Yes. And perhaps, Panos, will you be able to offer an answer to this?
Right, yes. So there are different levels of support. We have a student engagement team that will support you with any personal issues as well as academic ones. And then if we're talking about individual modules or assessments or how to plan your work, then it's up to every module organizer, but all of us have a combination of office hours and other hours when you can talk to us. And definitely there is plenty of time to talk through individual issues at the seminars.
Great. Thank you for that.
On to that
Yep,
one.
go on.
We have peer-assisted student support, where second and third year students like myself mentor you guys if that you have any concerns with specific classes or social concerns or academic concerns, whatever it may be. And we meet every week, and now we've been doing it live as well, where you can just come meet other students and get help with anything that you may need help with.
Great, thank you. And just to add on to what Panos as well as Benedicte has mentioned, we also have the Students' Union who will be able to support you in other cases. So if you would also like to join a couple of societies as well as sports, these are available. So it goes under social support. Okay. And moving on to the next one, how many modules or how many option modules can I pick?
Right. This depends on the course. And in the business and management program, in year 2 and year 3, currently all the modules are optional. So you have the long list of modules, out of which for every term you have to pick 4 of them. We will, of course, help you how to make the selection. We will tell you what this module is about, how it is assessed, and what kind of skills it can help you build, and how it relates to other modules. So there is a lot of option with this program. Other programs have slightly less option, but all of them have some combination of electives.
Great, thank you. And how about you, Benedicta? When you were choosing your modules, did you have any particular criteria or did you seek any advice?
I kind of went against what Panos said. I based my choices a little bit off of whether it was coursework or exams. But I also made sure that I would enjoy what was going to be taught in the modules. And so far, I've enjoyed my modules quite a bit.
Well, we're very glad to hear that. And another follow-up questions about modules is, how much maths is included over the 3 years?
Well, again, it depends on the subject, and some subjects have to be taught using maths. Speaking of in the first year, definitely in accounting, in economics, and in your quantitative methods / statistics, you will expect some maths. And definitely you need some math skills in every course degree and every aspect of society nowadays, because we open the news and all we hear is about maths and curves and reproduction rates. But in every area of business and management, you need some maths. Having said that, it will be up to you again with these courses, because at the beginning you will learn some maths, but then we have some quite heavy quantitative options that you can choose and build your skills accordingly. Or you can choose other modules that have little maths and are mainly taught by case study or qualitative methods or other ways. So it's a lot up to your choice, but definitely at the beginning there will be some math involved.
Great. Thank you so much for answering that. What about specifically for the business management program? Does it involve a lot of mathematics over the 3 years?
What I just said was specific to the business and management program, and is a little
Okay.
similar to other programs because the year 1 is structured similarly. Other courses like accounting obviously have more maths because of the nature of the subject.
Great. Thank you for answering that. And we have more questions related to modules. Hi, Benedicta. Do you have a favorite module?
I'm not sure if I have one specific favorite one, but I know that the courses or the modules that I found the most challenging during the time I was studying them ended up being my favorites in the end, because it was so rewarding after you received your grades for it, where I'd have to challenge myself a lot more. So I think, so for example, like ethics, I took ethics in business last year. And although the course was quite challenging in terms of discussions and seminars and the readings, I found it quite rewarding once I got the grade for the class, because I did a lot better than what I anticipated. So courses like that for me were my favorite.
That's great to hear. So definitely conquering the challenge. Okay, thank you. And we have another question over here, which perhaps you can both answer. What is your favorite thing about Queen Mary?
Should I go first?
Go for it. Yes, please.
Okay, so I think my favorite thing is that it is a campus university because it does provide you with a little bit more of a sense of community, where as opposed to a lot of the other London universities in particular, they are spread out across London with different buildings here and there. But Queen Mary has everything in one place, so you kind of get to see the people that you go to class with around campus at the cafes or any of the other social areas. So in that sense, it is a really social university in comparison with a lot of other London-based universities.
Thank you. And Panos, what's your favorite thing about Queen Mary?
My favorite thing about Queen Mary, I like the atmosphere here at Queen Mary. Is quite relaxed, yet quite strong when it comes to teaching and research traditions. So it is a university that you can enjoy and benefit a lot from the reputation and the essence of what you learn. But also, it's a little bit more relaxed compared to other institutions of similar standing, let's say. And actually, this is my 8th year at Queen Mary, starting now. So yeah, things have changed quite a lot in the last few years in the surrounding area and the campus here. It's been quite a nice journey.
Great. Thank you so much for answering. And the next question is, I believe, is for Benedicta. How do you balance your studies with a lot of activities?
Yes, so Queen Mary, and I guess a lot of universities in general, set up the schedule for you or timetable so you can work and have a lot of free time around it because there's a lot of self-study. So you have around 8 to 9 hours a week of lectures and seminars. So it's not too much in that sense. So I've been able to have work on the side and meet my friends and everything like that because they have lots of time for it in the way that they set up your everyday schedule. And usually for most courses, I believe, Wednesdays are free. So you have no classes on Wednesdays because that is our sports day. So that is a free day for you guys.
Great. And it's great to know about Sports Day as well. Thank you. And the next one is, can you talk about the differences between business management and business with law? So I guess as Panos will be able to answer more towards the business management side, and Benedicta will be able to offer her views on the business with law course. So Panos, would you like to go first?
About the business with law course, yeah, which specializes in law. It does have common modules, quite a few actually, because it's business with law. So all the business comes there first, and then you have your special classes in law, which have been popular also with many people in the business and management program, and they're quite interesting as well. I have to say myself, I find them quite interesting. So yeah, business and law is a specialization of business and management. And at the same time, you do have some space in your calendar to actually choose electives that might be completely different from business and law, depending on what else you want to learn. So you can choose from many, if not all of the options that we have for the main business and management course.
Okay, that's great.
I can just add on to that.
Yes, please.
So for the business and management course specifically, a lot of my friends are studying that one. And that is focused on business, but you can choose different paths within it. So each year, if you didn't choose, for example, accounting as a general course, you can follow an accounting path within the business and management course. So you can take in second year, you can follow up and take a more advanced accounting as well as in third year. So business management is set up in that way. Whereas in business with law, half of it is, or for third year at least, half of it will be from the law school, and then half of it will be from the business school. And then for second year, you have 1/4 from the law school. So you have to have a mandatory tort law course, which is for the whole year. and then you get to choose 3 modules from the business school for each semester. And then for first year, it is half and half of business and law. So you have 2 of the electives that are mandatory for business and 2 that are mandatory from the law school. So you get a mix of both, but second and third year, you get to choose all your electives for both business and for law, except for the tort law.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for providing a very detailed answer to that. So it's pretty interesting that obviously with business and law, it's pretty much a joint program, and you can also choose your specialization and truly tailor your learning on the second as well as the final years. Thank you. We actually have a lot of questions over here, and we have about 15 minutes for the session. So we will do our very best. And there's one question for you here, Panos. It's asking, what made you want to teach?
That's an interesting one. Teaching is only a rather small part of being an academic and working at the university. It's maybe 1/3 of what we do, and most of the rest is research or activities outside the university. So teaching is just part of a combination of activities. I do like spending time in the classroom, some hours per week, talking to you and the students, trying to explain things, trying to give you an idea of what is going on out there, and definitely trying to explain of what is the latest in research and what kind of thinking it involves, or where things might go in the future with information technology or the nature of work. So it's a nice combination of activities, and I don't exactly think of myself as teacher, and I think most colleagues here feel the same. It's just part of what we do when we discuss about knowledge, when we supervise people individually, or when we write academic articles. Having said that, all of the academics here do go through special qualification and postgraduate certificates on how to teach and how to structure academic modules. Thank you for the question.
And thank you so much for answering that. That's a really good insight into, your teaching as well as the research. And our next question is, what was the transition between sixth form and university life like? So perhaps Benedicta, you can share your experience with transitioning from school to university.
Yes.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so I didn't attend sixth form, but I attended high school in the Philippines. So it's probably a little bit different than what it is like in the UK. But for me, it was, I guess, a little bit more relaxed in the sense that in high school we had 8 hours every single day, but now we have 8 hours in a whole week. So in that sense, it was, I guess, the timetable is a little bit more relaxed than what I was used to. And it wasn't as intense where you have homework every single day that you have to hand in and you have tests multiple times a week. But in university, the tests and the coursework that you do have counts for a lot more than what it did in high school. But you do have a lot more freedom, and there's a lot more self-study. So you have to be able to read up and not fall behind by yourself, because your teachers will not check up on you individually.
Great. Thank you so much. So obviously, there's a lot more independent study going on at university in comparison to high school. Yes, great. Thank you. And our next question over here is, what made you choose Queen Mary? So this is a question for Benedicta.
Yes. So I kind of touched upon it earlier. I knew that I wanted to go to London, and when I was doing research into specifically business courses and law courses, I came across Queen Mary, which offered me both. So when I found that, I was sure that I wanted to go. And I also had a friend who had gone to Queen Mary before who was super happy there. So it was great.
Okay, thank you so much. And our next question is, what is accommodation like on campus? So, Benedicta again, did you live on campus?
I did not, but I did have a lot of friends who lived there, and I could explain, I guess, what their place was like. So we have a lot of different student houses on campus scattered around, and they range from, I guess, 3 to, I don't know, 10 or 8 or 10 students, where you usually get your own room, and then a lot of them have a shared bathroom. Some of them also have a bathroom in your room, and there is a shared kitchen as well for the majority of them.
Great, thank you so much. And just to add on to what Benedict has mentioned, all of our halls of residence or the accommodation are campus based. So these are about less than 2 minutes walk away from your lecture theaters as well as the library. There are also rooms specially fitted for those who have disabilities. So they are very accessible in terms of getting to and from getting from places to places, as well as they're also fitted with everything that you will need as a student. And I guess in addition to the accommodation, there are also quite a lot of shops and amenities around the campus. So, well, both within the campus as well as outside the campus. And we are also less than 5 minutes walk away from the train station if you would like to explore more of London further.
Let me add, Hannah, that this is a quite yeah, a uniqueness of Queen Mary compared to universities that are in the center, which
Yes.
not
Mhm.
just cannot exist as a campus university in the center of London. So by being just a little bit outside the center, we do have enough space to have a bit of a campus feeling and the accommodation on campus. And we are not only in Milan, we also have campuses in Whitechapel and Charterhouse Square, Queen Mary's, in 3 different locations, but most of the activities in Milan or nearby in Whitechapel.
Great. Thank you both so much for your answers. And our next question is, what is your favorite thing about the campus? Which I believe we have answered this earlier already. Okay. Yep. Thank you so much. And the next question is, can you change your course in second year if you're not satisfied about the course you did in your first year? So I can provide an insight into this. So you will be allowed to change your course only if the modules that you have previously studied are compatible with the module structure of the course that you wish to transfer to. However, usually the policy of changing programs at Queen Mary is you will have to start from the first year of the program you wish to transfer to, and you must meet the entry requirements for the course in order to complete the transfer. You will also need your school, the home school's permission or approval, sorry, in order to finalize this. Great. So we have about 5 more minutes until the session concludes. So if you have any further questions, do send them our way, and we will do our best to answer these. Okay. And our next question is, um, oh, actually, we have answered all of the questions that we have over here. So whilst we wait for more questions, do you have any message for our prospective students?
Wait, I think there's one question that we didn't answer.
Oh,
It was
okay.
what companies students go and do their placement years with.
Just a second. Yes, sorry, I've just seen this. Just to repeat, the question is, hello, I would like to know what companies students go and do their placement years with. So at the moment, our programs at the school don't have a placement integrated with them, but we can still assist you when finding a placement as well as internship. So with our careers department or the careers and employability team, they have helped some of our students go into the industry and find placements as well as internships. So some of the companies that we have previously worked with are Juniper, which is a marketing company. There's also Color in Tech, which promotes equality as well as diversity. So Color in Tech promotes more higher numbers of BAME higher numbers from the BAME communities in tech. And we have also other connections in the industry with small as well as medium enterprises that you can connect with when finding a placement or an internship. I hope that answers your question.
To add here that there are some benefits of the location here in East London, because there's proximity to quite a few networks and locations of employers. You can actually see Canary Wharf from some buildings on campus, and you're quite close to the city of London and the tech hub of the East. So there are quite a few job opportunities nearby, but you are not limited by that, definitely.
Great. Thank you so much. Yes, so that's one thing that apologies, I have failed to mention. So we are really, really close to Canary Wharf, which, as Panos has mentioned earlier, it's basically one of the tech communities as well as the financial hubs in London. We hope we answered that question. So I believe that those are all of the questions that we have received. So we have 5 more minutes until the session concludes. So, okay, and we have one more over here. So the question is, hello, I would like to know if you have any BTech requirements. So with the BTech requirements, we require 3 distinctions on extended level programs. But if you have any specific question about BTech or any other qualifications or combination of qualifications, you can contact us. Great. And whilst we wait for more questions, do you have any parting message to our audience?
I can just say good luck with any upcoming assignments and exams and the whole process of applying to university. It might seem very daunting and challenging, especially considering the uncertain times we're in. But Queen Mary will be a great university if you do decide to join us, and they will provide you with a lot of support and a very social atmosphere and a great student network as well.
To answer the question that just came, we have many, many international students from really all over the world, especially some destinations, but there's definitely a very big variety here of people from different backgrounds and from different countries, which makes a quite nice experience here. And may I also add and agree with Benedicte that I do like face-to-face teaching and campus interactions, and we can't have the full experience at the moment because of the restrictions that we have, but we are getting on with it, and it has been a productive year for our students who are about to graduate, and those in year 1 and year 2. And we're really hoping that from next September, we will be able to move closer to a normal and give the best possible experience to all of you. But all the best of luck while you have to think about your options and your applications and how the future might look like. You definitely have our support there.
Great. Thank you so much for the answer. And I just wanted to add on to that, that we have students from over 100 nationalities. And if you also include students from other schools, it makes up to 162 nationalities. So we are a very diverse community here at Queen Mary. And I believe that's all of the questions that we've received for the session. And we are about a minute away until this concludes anyhow. So thank you so, so much for joining us for this afternoon session. And thank you, Panos and Benedicte, for answering the questions and for also providing your perspective about studying at Queen Mary and teaching at Queen Mary, essentially. Thank you and best of luck. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening and asking questions. Thank you, Benedict.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.